Strongest taste, loudest drop, head is visible.
Hi everybody, so welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a tea chat and a favorites. In a sense, I feel like I just did one of these because I must have done it late in the month last time, and then now I'm doing it early because I know I'm not going to have time next week. I actually have two classes or two workshops next week with the particular makeup line I work with. It's standard, everybody has to do it quarterly so we can get the relaunches and the limited edition and the Christmas sets and just go to our training slash retraining. Yeah, I would say I definitely feel like I have less time to film videos because instead of working the 23 hours a week I did when I was bartender, I'm now working a definite 35 to 40. So most of my shifts are in the morning. Sometimes it's very hard to get yourself going in the morning to film a tutorial at 6 a.m. in the morning, sometimes 6 a.m., 7 a.m. And of course filming any other video other than that, it has its difficulty. I was like, what better day than my day off when I love my new hair. Got my hair done again, but we will go into the differences each time. I'm not going to do a drastic, extremely drastic change every time you see me with slightly new hair. And the reason being is because I went to cosmetology school. I've done those drastic changes. I've deep fried my hair, and your hair isn't meant to take a beating every 6 weeks, or I probably wouldn't have any hair on my head that I have now. This time around, I added more of a sort of like a caramel red. It's got a real nice fiery maple undertone. It's very fall. They did it a lot in the front. That way I can kind of go darker by pulling it back. And I have plenty of it in the lower portion of my hair. And in the front is in level 9 neutral blonde. It does appear a lot more gold on my hair because I am a natural brunette. So I'll just do a little bit of 180 of the cut. Now you may be able to tell that there's more bang in the front, and the reason being is because it was just getting so long, and every time I wore it down it just felt like it was hanging there like basically spaghetti in my face, and I was like, I do not like that. I don't know that I wanted to fully commit to a full choppy bang across the front. I know a lot of you guys think that looks harsh on me. Not that I'm here to please everyone, it's impossible, but I'll just try to go for this for now and see where I go from there. Today's tea of the day is Davidson's Wild Strawberry Classic Tea. So delicious. Chocolate covered strawberry is actually one of my favorite teas. So when I found something with just half of that, I was like, oh, I need to go home with this. It's so good. I actually keep a permanent tea bag of this stuff in my purse just in case I can come across some hot water. I wish hot water was more readily available at my work. They service black coffee frequently. However, I would love some hot water so I could dump my tea bags in there. I love the natural caffeine or level of caffeine, or is it the type of caffeine that tea delivers. It's like this powerful antioxidant and this kick without making you really crazy jittery that coffee gives. Plus the smell of coffee, you either love it or you don't. Like, I love the smell of coffee, but once it's kind of gone through somebody's pores or their breath, I can't. So I'm always very self-conscious of that because I have to give facials and do makeup at work. So yeah, I want to smell good, and tea's kind of where it's at for me. Speaking of waking up in the morning, I recently went to the American Girl store in Los Angeles this week, and it was my very first time going. I used to be an avid fan of the American Girls books as a young girl growing up. So of course when this became an idea to spend my day, I was like, I have to go. We went to the American Girl store. They were renovating it, which was kind of like the harsh point because I only really got to see half of the collections. The sad point for me was that Addie is getting retired, and this is the first American Girl book I ever read. was Meet Addie. And the reason why she's important to me was because she not only got me into American history as a fictitious character, but she's based on truth, and she probably enlightened me in a way that I would not have been inclined or enlightened to pay attention to US history if it weren't for her amazing books I read as a kid. I really hope that kids in the future will become knowledgeable, but I feel like technology might take over. One of my other favorite characters I read as a kid growing up, I think my favorite American girls really have to be, for me, the adventurous stories. It's the ones that inspire you. It's the ones, whether you share their story or whatever, share their story or not, is not the point. It's the point that this is a 10-year-old girl that's amazing. And I think that's why I like Addie, that's why I like Kirsten, that's why I like Felicity, because it's hard to imagine how you would feel during the Boston Tea Party, how you would feel if you were a pioneer and your best friend died of cholera when you were a little girl. It's hard to imagine. And so when these like amazing stories happen that somebody lived through, it's inspiring. Yeah, other things that I did when I was in downtown Los Angeles, the American Girl store is not in downtown Los Angeles. We drove to downtown Los Angeles. So we went there, duh, and we went to the Last bookstore. Oh my god, labyrinth of books. Hello. That store is so fun and so crazy. The horror section, I kid you not, is gruesome but amazing. And it's got actual like murders, biographies, horror stories, everything you can imagine. If you aren't attuned to being street smart, or you haven't seen a lot of different things, if you are visiting the LA area, I strongly advise you have a bag, a crossbody bag, and just be attentive to everything that's going on around you. I will not say don't go, but I will say know what's happening all around you, because I would hate for somebody to miss out on seeing a big city that is incredible, that has a lot to offer, just because they were afraid. However, just, there's safety in numbers, bring a friend. And yeah, so we got some used books at the Last bookstore, and we actually found the original copies that I used to read from the American Girl books when I was a kid. Aside from that, there's so many more stories. Some I recognized, some I didn't. I actually saw all the original Mary Poppins books that came in a box set. Just really amazing stuff. And yes, I was looking at a lot of kids' books because I'm soon to be an aunt. And so yes, that's what I was looking at. We were at the Grove, which is where the American Girl stuff is. We actually got stopped by E! News Network to comment on Gwyneth Paltrow, like randomly, just because we happened to be walking by. And our scene actually got cut from E! News, and it was funny to me because I know why it got cut. It's because we said nothing negative, which is funny to me because that is how the news works. And I was like, oh, I'm actually really relieved it got cut, because I know a lot of people like in the makeup biz and people who work for Disney that would have seen me on there. I looked terrible. Of course, it's always when you're looking terrible that you get stuck, trapped, caught, asked to speak. You have to say hello to somebody. You have to meet somebody you haven't seen in a long time. Something like that. So I was actually relieved when it got cut, because I stood there like a total dummy, because I don't care. Like, that's celebrity news. Like, everybody breaks up. So I was really relieved that my scene got cut. So excited. 2 new American Girls. I really wanted to broaden my horizons, open my mind, and try new things. So I didn't get any books I was familiar with, because I do know their stories quite well, even to this day. So I got Meet Julie, a hippie. I thought that would be fun. Because it's like, I don't think I've ever found an American Girl I could say reminded me more of me. And so I was like, maybe this one will. I think I was a hippie in a past life. So maybe. And then I got Meet Carolina. This is about a little girl who grew up during the war between Britain and America, and her father becomes a prisoner. And of course, just another one of those inspirational stories that you're like, I can't believe somebody lived through that, really. So yeah, these are a great way for kids to learn history. I'm telling you. I mean, please don't let your kids film videos. Don't let them skip school. I don't care if they watch beauty videos, but if you're watching me, get your kids some books. Oh, I got Meet Molly. I grew up with this one. This is my grandmother's era, so this was always my grandmother's favorite. Meet Addie. This is a must. They're discontinuing her. Get her books, please. People need to know about this history. This is powerful American history and inspirational as well. You will say wow. Meet Felicity, Boston Tea Party era. Very important. This is basically the start of America. Meet Kirsten. Yes, she is, oops, yeah, she's not even from America. She comes to America, doesn't speak English. A lot of people are still going through that today. So I think a lot of people will find her relatable even if you're not Swedish. Just because. And of course, if you read these books growing up as a kid, make it to the Christmas one. When you're older, watch the ref, you'll get the reference. The American Girl catalog, which they give to you free when you go to the store. Oh, the catalog used to open up like this. It no longer does. It opens up like a book, and you can actually load this on your phone. And there's some cute little dolls in there, of course. Kit, her dog's name is Grace. And yeah, you could just go through all the stuff. Oh, and they're writing these short stories now for American Girls, and because they're discontinuing Addie, this is 25 cents. Those replaced my beauty buys. Sorry, guys. Who wants favorite beauty buys? I do. So let's dig into my favorites. Okay, one of my favorite things right now, I don't know how I really stumbled upon this. Wait, no. Yes, I remember now. I stumbled upon color mascara when one of the guys who works the counter next to me was playing with all the new cream shadows, the new glitters, the new mascaras, and one of them was colored. And I've never really thought that much of colored eyeliner, but since he was dark, has dark hair, I figured if he can wear it, I can. So I actually picked up the Inglot Color Play mascara in the shade green. This stuff is amazing. I mean, who doesn't want this on their eyes? This mascara actually works. There is actually a comparable black mascara to this, which would not be a bad buy. This actually makes your lashes look long. Some colored mascaras can look a little wet and goopy. Not this one. I actually got the Inglot Liquid Liner number 32. I was hoping for a liney or green, but I know I'll use this more. Now, I'm not putting it down or anything. I just already have a lot of teal liner. The one thing I do like about this one though is I'll be more likely to wear this particular liner because it actually is comfortable on my eyes. You can blend it out like a cream base. My gel liner actually has isocodocane, which is a silicone derivative and is very uncomfortable on me. So I know that I'll be wearing this one more, so this was a good buy after all. Sorry. So some of my favorite lip liners this month have been Anime, which is what I'm wearing today. As I drop it, this is Anime. That's Anime. It's vibrant. I love that liner. Hoochie. That's that purple. I actually have used Sybil as a lip liner and an eyeliner, and it's that brown. I like to use the brown in lieu of finding a color similar to Night Moth from MAC because I haven't found a burgundy lip liner. One of my favorite lip colors is the Bite Beauty Natural Food Grade High Pigment lip pencil. I actually just recently bought it, but I've already worn it 3 times, and it is Bramble. I love this, and it's just a beautiful wine color. You can't go wrong with wine colors because it looks like it has a little bit of brown in it, but also has a little bit of blue, so it can actually make your teeth look whiter just because that's stark contrast between pale and dark. And if you have pale skin and you're trying to look more tan, just a heads up, it will wash you out. I also have a favorite vibrant lip color as well, and it's the Too Faced Melted Liquefied Lipstick, and this is the shade Melted Coral. And no, it ain't coral, and as everybody knows, actually everybody knows, because anytime we've had somebody come into the store and say, I want orange. This is the one we grab. We all know it is not melted coral. It should be called melted tangerine, melted orange, melted citrus. I have a favorite nude. I have a favorite everyday color, and it's the Hourglass Femme Rouge Velvet Cream Lipstick in the shade Grace. I highly recommend nude lovers get this. It is more brown tone, but it's got enough pink in there that it will really sort of give you that bump of color. It won't wash you out. Favorite eyeshadows are the Mug eyeshadows. I reach for these a lot because they're very similar to MAC. You can use them to give you a wow look. You can use them to give a completely professional look, a smoky look, just really good quality, just fabulous. And Shimmer, love. Don't put this on the brow bone though. My brow bone color is Vanilla Bean, and these don't have a lack of product in the pan. That's not why I've managed to hit pan on them. It's just that I've obviously loved shades so much that I'm willing to hit pan on them. But that's kind of the way all my highlight colors look. They all look like that. Yeah. I like the flesh tone colors. I use the transition colors every day. I have 3 favorite blushes, and it is Josie Maran Argan Infinity Lip and Cheek Creamy Oil in Everlasting Honey. Looks like this. Blend it out. Looks like that. And what I really like about these cheek creamy oils is a lot of these gel-based blushes really badly stain my skin. This one does not. So if you are somebody who needs that to stain their skin, this may not be your first choice. It does stay on though. One of my favorite blushes from Hourglass is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Radiant Magenta. I'm wearing it today, and the reason it falls in my favorites is because I have actually worn this at least twice a week. Not only that, but it's the only cool tone blush most of us more yellow undertone girls can wear. I have a lot of clients that come to me, and maybe because for me yellow skin is the norm because I have it, I don't necessarily pick it up right away. It's very strange, but a lot of them will come up to me like, do not put me in pink. I am yellow. And it's like, you can wear pink, you just have to balance it. And this is one of those products that really does a great job giving that coolness, but also giving that warmth. This beautiful integrated, you know, diffused color in here that's baked within gives it that warmth. And it's not a strong contrasting blush that will rinse the color out of your face if you have yellow tones. One of my other favorites is the Balm's Hot Mama Sugary Peach, and a lot more pigmented than NARS Orgasm. And I'm not saying that to insult NARS Orgasm. I fully get the purpose of NARS Orgasm. NARS Orgasm is supposed to look like you just had, you know. But this gives a little bit more of that blusher look. This is actually really good if you have very deep skin, because it'll give you that extra peach you need. So I think I covered all the categories, and I was sure to lay off of the usuals. I always seem to implement skincare. My skincare doesn't change a lot, so there is really no point in reiterating that. We did that last month. It hasn't changed. So I did play with a lot of color this month, and some colors I used a lot more of than usual. I really hope the cosmetic industry isn't making me boring, but sometimes your sales strategies, well, they become what looks the best on you, and you know you're going to be able to do a good job on the floor looking your best. So it really becomes about that. Also, it's funny because there's this funny little rule that I always play in my head before I put on glitter before noon, but it came from Ugly Betty, and it was the Amanda character. Girls don't let girls wear glitter before noon. And I try to abide by that before I put the glitter on, and most of the time I'm just like, but you only live once. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Please be sure to let me know in the comments below what you guys would like to see so I can get that out for you. Sometimes if it's just a request that is inappropriate, I just won't do it. I'm sorry. But I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching.